Hi, everybody. Back for day two, Christmas in July. So today, I made one of these just to make sure I could show you, is a party favor for the table. So on it, it says peace. Isn't that cool? It says peace, and it's so rustic. Look at that. So rustic looking. And that's one of our transfers, that same transfer I used yesterday with the tree, with the board. So that's awesome. I feel like I'm upside down. Let me look at something. I think I'll stay there. It's really bizarre. Let me see. I think I need to flip it. There we go. I think that's right. Sorry about that technical difficulty. So this came with this transfer, and it's called Christmas Tree Cutting Board Sentiment. And that's what I used today, was the sentiment on the board, on the party favors. Love party favors. They say cheer, be merry, and peace is the one that I used for this. So I just went to the craft store and bought these little paper mache boxes. You've probably seen them 1,000 times. And you can paper mache. I chose to paint it, and I used that bright white, and then I used that shimmer frost. I don't know if you can see that it has some of the sparkle in it, which I absolutely love. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I made this real quick and easy. And so in here I put lint truffles. I have a ton of those at home right now. Another thing I thought you could put in it is those, oh, really soft mints. So after your dinner party on Christmas, everybody loves to get gifts. And a party favor, oh, especially the kids, they love to take it home. I shouldn't say just especially kids. I, as an adult, love little things like this. Like, oh, someone thought of me today. So that's what we're going to focus on. I'm going to put my lints in here. I think the gold or the white and the red are the milk, and I have some navy blue, which are the dark. But that's the cool thing too. That's up to you. You could also put, I was thinking, you could put silver kisses. You could put gold and silver. Gold are the almond, which are my favorite. Love those. Okay, so that's what we're going to make today, and I'll show that to you, all the steps that I went through. Now I just kind of put this down so it had a solid background. It's one of our canvas pillow covers. Another thing that I like to do, and I forgot this when I paint, but I like to use usually parchment paper. But I have a lot of wax paper on this roll, and I'm going to get rid of it. And before I use parchment paper, I used to use wax paper. Then I don't have to um, take all the paint off. So I got the oval ones. I just thought it's just a different design. You could get the circle. I think they even have square. Okay. So let me take my brush. Again, what I did was, this is that Shimmer Frost from yesterday, and that's what I used on my piece one. And I have my Shimmer Olive is what I used for the transfer. And then for my background, okay, to hold one of these, this is kind of how I figured out. This one I'm using the bright white transfer paste, and that's what I love about it. It's not just for silk transfers, it's also for painting. And if you want it more watered down, you just add a little water if it gets too thick. Now, I'm also going to show you that as I paint this, if it gets a little dry and sticks, I like that. Again, that's that kind of rustic texture. And I don't know about you, but I want texture. You can see actually where it's dried in some areas already, and you see the paintbrush. Like, it almost looks like wood, like bark. because of the brush marks on it. Do you see that? And I'm going to paint the bottom, give it that nice finished look. Right. So I also like to seal things. Ugh, this is the hardest part. How do you put it down? There we go, without it sticking. And I have a wet rag over here so I can wipe my hands because I'm a messy painter. So here's the lid, doing the same thing. I tried just the shimmer frost and it was too transparent. I would have had to do, oh, so many layers. But do you see how it's grabbing that paper mache? I actually kind of like that. Again, it's that whole texture. Now you're probably saying, but you just smooth that around. I know I did, especially on the top because that's where I want my transfer to go. Now on the sides, that doesn't bother me at all if it does that. See? And then don't forget with paint, you can use hair dryers to dry it faster. And that's what I'm going to use on this lid too. Here's the hard part. Setting it down. Here's another hard part. Touching it up. Okay. Now I don't want this to dry out. It's not like, oh, well, any paint, if you set it out, it's going to dry out. Oh, let me get some of that off. And it seems like I hardly use this on the amount in that paper mache, even though it's such a porous surface. Okay, so I just dried that. Now I'm going to show you what I did. I have water over here. Now I'm just kind of putting a little, this is that shimmer frost from yesterday. And if you can see, there is shimmer there. And I want to just go over it to put some of the sparkle. I know I like the rustic, but a little sparkle. Now, I do not believe in using glitter. That is the messiest substance on the face of this earth. I swear to God. And it gets everywhere. Now, this work. Oh, I think I'm going to dry it real quick because I'm afraid I'm going to leave my fingerprint in it. It's amazing how fast that dries. Just amazing. Okay, so now I want some of that shimmer. And I don't even care if it, like a bunch gets stuck there. To me, that makes it look more rustic. I just love it layered. Just gives that touch of rustic glitter to it. Now, I'm not going to worry about the bottom on this piece, but I sure am going to worry about the sides. And again, it doesn't hardly take anything. Yesterday, I wrapped, by the way, this container, when I opened it yesterday, I put some of that press and seal on my little plastic tray here and just wrapped it in that. And so that kept it that I can use again. Now, if you get it gathered in one area, that's great. Again, a little more rustic looking. And I love that you see the paintbrush marks. I absolutely love that. And see, there's still some of that shimmer in there. I'm going to use that all up. I'm going to dry this. about burning my fingers off there. That's hot. Try this. Yeah, so you can see where it's a little chunkier in some areas. I really like that. Now, and again, this is just a wet cloth. That's how easy this paste. The paste is not meant to be permanent. So what I would do is I would seal these anytime I give as a gift. I would seal it because I would hate for like water to get on it and then it dribble. And you can use like a clear sealant, a high gloss. I would definitely use high gloss because of my little beads here, and I'll show you what those are. Those little stones. I'm trying to think. I might do the Be Merry. Now, anytime you're using a transfer, silk transfer for the first time, it's always a good idea to peel it and stick it to our defuzzing cloth. It has just the right amount of fuzz. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of towels have too much fuzz on them. So this is the first time using it, and I'm using it on a surface that is very sticky. Now, just looking, I think I want to move that over. It's really hard to tell. Should be okay. So I want you to look at the detail of this transfer. It is meant to make it look rustic. See how it fills in each of those letters? Well, wherever you see that aqua, that paint is not going to go there. So this is meant to be very rustic. Just look at where I have it here now. I think I need to move it over. Again, peel it up. Now, there's rustic right there. I left it on and then peeled it off. And that's okay too. I swear, this is the last time I'm putting it down. So I'm going to use my Shimmer Olive, which is what I used on my wood yesterday. Oh, where's my little ones? There it is. My little. Up. There we go. My littles. My small size. Watch how easy this is. Put it on. Like, I could never write and get it this neat. Like, I might get one letter. Have you ever done that? You get one letter good and then the rest. Looks like a 5-year-old wrote. Oh, that's cool. I love that. It pulled even some of that up. Because again, I want rustic. Now I'm going to dry that real quick. And we want that B on there. And I could cut this, but I don't want to. So I'm going to put the B and I'm purposely just pressing where the letters are. So there's no bubbles in the letters. So I'm doing the B. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Now I'm just going to put this in a pan I have over here, like a 9x13 throwaway in water. Now, if that bothers you, fill it in. If you don't like that, fill it in with your shimmer. And you could do your shimmer right on there. You could do your bright white back again. That's up to you. Now, what I did was I went ahead and got those dot gems, diamond dots. Now, this color is called Shade 8256. And it has, and I don't know if you can see that, it has just a bit of glitter to them, like how the light catches it. It has all these facets around the edges. And then you use this little tool, you put some of this wax so it picks them up. And these are domed ones, they're not the squared ones. So what I ended up doing, and I have Turbo Tacky Glue. That should be, oh, more than enough. I better not leave that edge like that, or I'll never get that cap off again, right? Have you ever done that? Oof, I have. There we go. So now usually when you have the diamond dots, you use a surface. There's surface that has each of the squares are colored in and a number. So like it could have 8, 2, 5, 6 where you needed to put this. So I went and I looked at what would match the shimmer olive, and I'm shaking it so that I see the rounded piece up because that's where you press down on your tool. Then what I did was I just put a tiny bit of glue on it and went around the edge. Now, sometimes I had a hard time if I put too much glue, it wants to come right off. So if you do that, I ended up getting my cutter out and using the tip to hold down. It's kind of sliding. Now, you don't want to press too hard in the glue either because there's where I got too much. Then it spreads the glue out to the edges of your diamond dots. See, and you can usually just roll it on. I don't know if you can see me doing that. Let me move that up. See that? I pressed too hard and didn't really get a little amount on the tip. So you're thinking, oh my gosh, so tedious. Actually, it went faster as I was going, and I'm going to tell you why. I found this out. If you leave this out, it starts getting tacky right away. And so with that tackiness, oh, it's so much easier to dip in and go out of. It goes faster. Or maybe you just get, as I've discovered, you get a little routine with it. If I get glue around the edges, then I stop. Oops, he flipped. I usually just stick them back in my tray. They're hard to unflip. So I'm just grabbing the ones that are rounded on the top. And then if I don't get any more rounded on the top, then I just shake. I'll show you here. I just shake it a little. And again, just dot it. But that is so cool. That's how I got the piece on there. So that's going to go. Let me put this on. Seem to be going okay with that. This is kind of cool thinking Christmas in July because I'm already thinking Hallmark had their Christmas open house this last weekend. And so my sister and I went over, not on the weekend, we went over yesterday and looked at the ornaments. Oh my gosh, there are so many cute ornaments. And I see the craft stores are getting the ornaments out. And obviously red and green are always popular Christmas colors, right? But I kind of like to do the whites, white and silver. I love white and silver together. Absolutely love it. I also, and it doesn't mean I don't like gold. I like gold too. I like white and gold together with just another color as an accent. Years ago, I'm leaving that one in the glue. Pressed too hard. Years ago, one of the stores did like cookie jars, and they were white, and they had, like, I have a deer that is white with silver. It's a big deer. White with silver, and then it has a metallic green collar. It's just gorgeous. I just love that look. So if you like red and green, I would probably have done the Be Merry in that, what is it, apple red. candy apple red. I would have done that. And then I probably would have used that spruce. By the way, spruce is one of the colors you can get still. It was in a certain pack. And then you can get the gold shimmer. You could do gold shimmer and then get your dots that are gold. Or you can even go and get rhinestones at the store. You know, I've bought rhinestones and they come in, gosh, if you like the pink for Christmas, some people have the pink, or my sister loves the blues for Christmas. I've done blues too. I love the blues. I've done the gold and red. I just like changing it up. I mean, I've had the burgundy and gold. That was an 80s. Wasn't it 80s, 90s, I think, maybe 90s. But there's so many choices. You could do the black. Black is really good, black and white. Why couldn't you do this in black, still keep that white shimmer and bright white, and then get the black? That would be gorgeous. Now that I'm saying that, I'm like, wow, that black and white would look good. Also, red and black. Oops, one of these came up. That's a cool thing. Just slide it if you have too much and get the glue off that edge. And they do slide around just a tiny bit. I'm not using very much glue. Up, I got stuck. It's like when I put them in too much, it's like, oh no. They say, I'm going to stay here. I can't remember how much those cost. It was like $2 or something for these gems. So think about that, a cute accent. And one thing that I love about decorating is using things in different ways. Like, who thinks about using these diamond dot gems? You know, honestly, if I hadn't done a picture with them, I don't think I would have thought about them, but it's pretty cool. I'm just going to press them in to make sure they're in on the edge. Again, I could have done the gold. I could have got the gold. I'm trying to think, do they have a silver? So they still kind of, and you could do a pattern. You could do up, down. If you've ever done those kits, like a bracelet kit, they have all sorts of patterns. You could do 2 layers. You could do this green, then you could do gold on the inside. You could do silver. You could do, like I said, your red and your green, and then your black letters. I love that idea of the black letters. I'm hoping that, I'm losing some here. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm hoping to sell a lot of these at craft fairs. There's a big one coming up in November, and I need to register for it. I thought in November, you want your table looking nice without a lot of work, right? And I said last time, kids, get your kids to do these. You could even, as a former school teacher, I would probably make these for each of my kids, honestly. They love little boxes, little trinkets. They love getting something, well, who doesn't love something that someone got just for them and thought, you know, it's not something you can go and buy it. That's what I love about the Chocolate Tour transfers. You might have someone that uses the same transfers, but it's how they use them. And it's unlimited in how many ways you can use transfers. And so it's really cool to watch other designers too, because I learned like, oh, I never thought about that idea. I'm going to try and save that one. Come on. Okay, and I'm just making sure they're not hanging over the edge, because then I'll definitely lose one. Okay, I think I kind of slowed down there. When I talk, I slow down. Whoops. Well, that one's covered. Put on my wet towel. because I really don't want, and I don't think the glue would necessarily cover the shimmer, but I really want that shimmer to show on these dots. So this will be 2. Remember, I'm doing a Christmas table. By the end of the week, I will show you the completed table. But like for a dinner at Christmas time, at our Christmas, we usually have 5 at a table. My parents, my husband, and my sister. So it's kind of fun thinking ahead. Oh, and my sister, oh, she was so nice. She goes, oh, I remembered I bought these green glasses one year for Christmas. What? So she brought those over. So I can't wait to show you those. And you find things like this everywhere. Like some of you have Dollar Trees or Dollar Generals. Those paper maches. Now this is one, I'll show you, this is one where 2 stick together. So sometimes I just rough them up between my fingers and then they fall apart. Come on. There we go. Almost done. So if you can, after I post this video, share some of your favorite crafts for Christmas. I love this. My mom always did crafts when we were kids. That's one where I didn't get any glue on the bottom. I can tell you that right now. My mom was always so good with crafts. She would have us do crafts. I even remember, this is funny, one year, it's around Christmas time. Maybe it was right after Christmas. She bought us each a rug kit. So we each made our own rug. Isn't that fun? My God, my fingers were so sore from the yarn. It was fun. And you felt so good about yourself. And honestly, again, that's why I do crafts. Think, oh, I just thought of a new way. That's cool. A new way to use something. I don't know why it makes me feel good to do that. And it also uses your brain, thinking in different ways. They're so important for adults and kids. Sometimes, and I noticed when I did my dots picture, oh, it was so great to do because I was so calm and de-stressed because there's not a lot of thinking going on when you put, oops, that's too much glue, one of these of glue and it's already pre-adhesive on the paper. And it's just calming, is what I mean. I just buried that one again. Having a harder time as I go than I did at the beginning. There we go. I'm almost done. And if you want that finished look on the inside, you can paint it. I just didn't want it to be sticky. Even after you paint, sometimes it can get sticky, especially if it gets warm in hot little hands. And I thought, I'm just going to put tissue paper in it to finish it off. There we go. Just a little. I think one more. Cool. Have another gem stuck to me. There we go. These just go back in. These trays are really nice too because of that. Perfect. And I'll pick those up. And here it is. Isn't that cool? Look at those. Isn't that neat? Those are amazing. Just little favors, party favors, Christmas favors. Somebody comes to your house at Christmas time. Give him something to take home. Hope you enjoyed day 2 of Christmas in July. And tomorrow you'll see another craft, day 3. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. Please share if you get a chance. Share with your friends. Maybe even do a craft with your friends. Do this craft with friends. Get together one afternoon in the summer and say, hey, let's do one thing. Enjoy the rest of your day.